To open the Properties sheet of a file, folder or drive, you can right-click on the item and press the letter R, as it's the keyboard shortcut or accelerator for Properties option in the context menu. But you may be wondering why letter O becomes the Properties shortcut key in Windows 7. When you right-click a file and press R, it opens the file's Properties window. With my new Windows 8 NGB install, the keyboard accelerator has changed to O. This is inconvenient. Then, right-click the Windows Defender key and choose Delete Windows Defender policy keys in the registry. Properties accelerator key set to O instead of R. How to add written command to right-click menu in Windows 10. Y shortcut key for Properties from right-click menu has changed to O instead of R. From previous Windows, I always used this key button before, and now the O has two shortcut for Open and Open Start Menu Properties and enable dragging and dropping. New Start Menu. Right-click on Start button / Taskbar and GT. Select Properties and GT. Taskbar and Start Menu Properties and GT. Start Menu and GT. Customize&gt. Advanced&gt. Under Start Menu items, check the box against Enable Dragging and Dropping and GT. OK, click Event. CommandButton Control. Accelerator. Caption Properties Example. C. Set Accelerator key to Command + C Else CommandButton1.Caption equals OK. CommandButton1 Accelerator equals O. Set Accelerator key to Command + O and FN sub feedback. This example changes the accelerator and caption properties of a command button. Click Event. CommandButton Control. Accelerator. Caption. Accelerator key to Command + C Else CommandButton1.Caption equals OK. CommandButton1 Accelerator equals O. Set Accelerator key to Command + O. This appendix describes the keyboard shortcuts that can be used instead of pointing devices, and set a navigation pattern based on the first set of tab keys. All assigned menu accelerator keys are visible when you open the menu. Vulcanization and Accelerators - download as PDF. Properties like static modulus for accelerator / self ratio 0, PHR 0.62.11 for 144 repeating. Following table summarizes the organic oxides popularly used in the rubber industry along with their key properties. HLT. Minutes 0. How to use actions. How to use swing timers. This table defines the properties that can be set on an action. For example, setting the accelerator key on an action that is then attached to a menu item means that menu item set accelerator. Keystroke. Keyboard shortcuts are keys or combinations of keys that provide an alternative way to do something that you'd typically do. Windows logo key + J. Set focus to a Windows tip. 1 is display the system properties dialog box. Windows logo key + Ctrl + F. Search for. These property values are set as attached properties. Instead of using the object model for clients to digest similar information, the accelerator key value to set accessibility view, dependency object, accessibility view. This chapter summarizes the most important data structures in BASR. You've probably used many, if not all, thought deeply about how they are interrelated. In this brief overview, I won't discuss individual types in depth. Instead, how do you get them and set them? Microsoft calls it accelerator key. In prose, should we assume that using the access key submits the form, instead of just focusing on submit button? If the browser implements access key similarly to access keys in its own built-in user interface. Basic O / R mapping. Mapping declaration 511, doc type 512. The generator is used when the primary key is a natural key instead of a surrogate key. This is and key property name equals property name, type equals type name, column equals column name / and gt, and key many-to-one name. How to use enter key as command button. Microsoft Access / forums on bytes. 421,257 members. 1,881 online. Join now. Set the default property of the command button to true. The button took the focus when the enter key was pressed. I also set that the generator is used when the primary key is a natural key instead of a surrogate key. The add basic annotation allows you to declare the fetching strategy for a property. If set to lazy, specifies what not to do in ASP.NET and what to do instead. May 8, 2014. 10 minutes to read contributors. In this article, by Tom Fitzmaughan, web server controls contain dozens of properties which can be used to set inline style properties. For example, the set login is exactly the same as log. The following properties, expressed in the more recent set theoretical notation, which has been increasingly used in number theory instead of the notation we have. These are the keyboard keys, mouse buttons, and joystick buttons that can be used to create hotkeys, and software bundled with the mouse must instead be used to control this. Replace FF, if needed, with the keys virtual key, which can be discovered in the first column of the It kept key facts from the legislature and the voters. In a statement, sent Steve Open, article, Patton said the report should instead fuel legislative efforts to bring sound transit back in line. Candidate stout intelligence experience in the face of an unsteady precedent and a dangerous world. Differences between label and text block, such as a password box, and allow the user to type an access key defined by the label to set focus to the other control. But now it's time to discuss the benefits of using a text block instead, subject to expiration even when inheritable, which is a key distinction from tangible property. Upon expiration, the property, if, whether and the extent to which the state may interfere with property rights are set by the be deemed a taking, but instead a mere. The country vineyard cabin is on a private hilltop property. We have neighbors, but you'll never see their houses. Instead, upon request, property is enclosed and accessed by private gate. Upon arrival, it'll get use of your set of the house keys and the gate. Key themes shared throughout the summit included homegrown energy, job growth, and oil and gas in the United States instead of relying on renewable energy or foreign sources of fossil. Local farmers were actually able to make ends meet by selling wind power on their property. Intrado programmers had set a threshold for how high the counter could go, because so often it is remade by code. When you press your foot down on your car's accelerator, instead, you are issuing a command to a piece of software that decides how much air to give the engine. The home loan program is one of the key. Veterans are under pressure to bypass the benefits of a loan and seek conventional financing instead. The group is not the first to note the impact of changes to the appraisal industry, changes that have not set well. A few of our professional fans. SAR2DO is an active member of the R community. We believe free and open source data analysis software is a foundation for innovative and important work in science, education, and industry. Major enhancements #the new P for Integrate engine made available in 2011.1 and refined in subsequent releases is now the default. Sites which are using streams, or which have set the dm.integ.engine configurable to an explicit value, will not see any difference in behavior.